Hey there guys and gals, and welcome back to another video in the Ark Survival Evolved series. And in this one I want to quickly talk about the climates in the game and how to survive them. As you can see right now it's pretty nice. I'm playing on really low settings, or sorry, low memory settings, so we're not going to be seeing the sun or the fancy fogs or anything, but let's talk about them anyway. So if some of you have noticed, in the bottom left corner of your screen, right about here, you're going to see an ice cube or a fireball. Now what those mean is your character is currently being bombarded by the climate outside. No, not literally, nobody's throwing fireballs at you or ice balls at you, but hopefully soon in a patch. Anyway, what we're going to be talking about is how those climates will affect you. So if you're really warm, your water's going to go down faster, and if it's really, really warm, you're actually going to start degenerating HP. This works the same way with cold, but opposite. If you're really cold, you're going to lose a lot of food really, really fast, and you'll still degenerate HP if it gets too cold. You're getting frostbite, you're cutting off some of your limbs, some of your skin that's too frozen, so you lose some HP. Now, what I'm going to show you is how to combat that and how to survive the extreme temperatures in this game. If you take a look at the flak gear I've got on over here, we're getting hypothermic insulation from that. What that's going to do is give us a lot of cold resistance. But if you take a look at the hyperthermic insulation, it's actually a negative number, which means we're going to be less resistant to heat. So definitely don't want to be wearing this in the jungle, and definitely don't want to be wearing this deep in a lava cave. We will burn to death so fast it won't even be funny, and will be food for the scorpions and titanoboas. Instead, what we want to put on is the cloth gear. You actually see the hyperthermic insulation for cloth gear is 15. It's way higher than the flak gear, but the hypothermic insulation is a little bit lower. So you'll get cold easier in the cloth gear, but you're way more resistant to heat. You sweat, you get all your nice musk on your gear, and it really settles in there. You smell nice, you feel good about yourself. Well, let's be honest, you don't really feel good about yourself, but you're not going to die to fire. That's the important part. Now, this varies based on all the different kind of gear. The hide gear is different settings, and the Titan gear has even different settings than that. The hide gear actually gives really, really good cold resistance, but not too great fire resistance. Cloth right now is the best fire resistance gear out there, and I believe hide is the best cold resistance. But if you are going into a cave that has a lot of cold, it's a good idea to put chitin or flak on, since it does give you that insane armor and durability, and it still gives you a pretty good amount of cold resistance to boot. Now, the last thing you want to take a look at when looking at your temperature resistances is actually going to be your Fortitude right here. In the very bottom corner of the right corner of the screen, you're going to see Fortitude. Now, you get 2 points of Fortitude per one level up point you spend into this, and right now I don't think it's that great. It needs a little bit of a buff. Come on, guys, shooter game, give us a little bit of a nice buff there. I'm at 16 right now, and if you see, if I take off all my gear, we're looking at a nice body right there. Yeah, it's the default character, whatever, man. We're looking at 21 hypothermal insulation. Now, if I go outside, it should be the same. It changes from where you stand, and if you actually look, I have the little ice cube right here, a little snowflake. That means I'm cold now, so if I do put the flak gear back on, you'll see that I'm going to gain that cold away, and it only took a couple of pieces to get rid of that, so if we put some more on, it's going to get us even stronger out there. And let's go ahead and put the rest of the gear on. And you can see my hypothermal insulation's at 92. Oh, hypothermal, yep, and hyperthermal's at -9. Now, the very last thing you can do to protect yourself from the elements is actually build yourself a nice house and walk inside and stand at a nice little spot. And you can see in the right middle corner of my screen, I actually got a little house icon. If I walk out of the house, you'll see it disappears. It's gone now. And when I walk back in, you'll see it appears again. Now if you open up your character stats, you'll see it didn't change at all. Okay, the house went away. Let's get back in a nice little spot. It's a little fidgety. Hopefully that gets patched in soon. And now let's take a look. You can see my hypo and hyperthermal insulations just skyrocketed there. My hyperthermal actually increased by a little over double, and my hyperthermal as well. So being inside your house is going to give you some mad resistances. So what I like to do is spend most of my daytime running outside in the world collecting all the things I need to, come home, store them, and go back out there and start collecting some more, and then when nighttime strikes, I waddle on back into my hut and I build what I need to. That's probably the best way to go about playing this game if you don't have the appropriate set of gear, but of course you can carry around 2 sets. As you see, I do carry around a set of cloth gear with me just in case it gets a bit too hot, and I'm not planning on fighting a T-Rex. So I'll throw that on there and get some nice resistance to the elements. Well guys, I really hope that helped you out, and I hope you will have some fun in Ark collecting all of your very, very, very friendly dinosaurs.